91 FM, well, sung done for us by Lembaye Kone call this one say we go Kendele but we no go die, and we don't know the meaning of Kendele, but you the outside there maybe you know what's in Kendele meaning, but me like me I know able know of Abulem. Well, they can go down to studio 2 and we come the final edition for this week. Good morning, Salon Country. So stay tuned. Now go outside as we go on and see the time from now.
Right. Program Good Morning Salon for this week. When they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Today is Friday, July 4, 2025. And when they bring on this edition of the program Good Morning Salon, Leone Nayeno Kabia.
Ed Adeyemi Jackson, good morning. Inside the program this morning, as Parliament don't agree for the Child Rights Act 2024, the Minister of Gender and Children Affairs, Dr. Aissata Mayu, say the law go bet anybody with them cage they cut girl picking private parts when not reach 18 years yet. The Paramount Chief, Member of Parliament, Natonkolili District, Honorable PC Alhaji Musa Baba Fore Kulio III, don't call on Parliament and the government of Salon for respected decision where the people and traditional aid man them Natonkolili District don't make for decide who that they want for mine now the Kasafoni iron ore deposit. And today inside the program, Radio Democracy go look inside the different things that the government don't put in place for prevent disaster in the country.
Well, this is another story then inside the program for you. Remember, say they listen live on www.radiodemocracy.sl and our Rock Metal Group. They support Radio Democracy for bringing the program Good Morning Salon come to you, empowered by AfriCell. And so if you listen to me live from Radio Shalom 89.5 Nakoina Dubi and Falaba District, Radio Malen 88.5, Radio Wanjo 101.3 na Pujon District, Radio Kolentia 90.0 na Canberra, Radio Mwa 105.5 na Kailan, Vopa Radio na Watalo, Voice of Sandal on 95.7 na Kono District, Voice of Carino na Kamakwe on 98.0, Voice of Masoro na Pujon District, Jange Radio 99.3 FM La Rabons District, Advocacy Radio Potloko District, Radio Katsbano on 106.7 at Tonko Liba and at FM on 95.9 Mayamba District. The program like Good Morning Salon, you get the opportunity for the part of the program by way I can send a text message to the number 077 981 981 or you go to the Democracy Facebook page and drop a comment there.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue and we start for look at issues them inside the program. One for the flag bearer aspirant for the All People's Congress Party, Mohamed Omodu Kamara, where people can call Jagaban, say the 200 million loans so in machine, blender and laptop computer them, where it go get to the Omami Vocational Training Center, now part of a plan for empower women and girl picking them in the country. Well, for more on this, make we join with reporter Karifatu Conte.
The Women's Vocational Training Center, where people can call Omami, done they from 1992. Also, they train women and different course them, like tailoring, garage side dyeing, catering and other one them. And then course them they, now for make women empowerment day before. Because I like you land book or not, then they able for make for you space inside the country development agenda. So plenty young people from that time day to now, don't pass through this system. And one big challenge where the institution on they get, now how for keep to the modern trend and waiting at the machine the way they forget. This now the call where this institution be done they make to people them. And one person, we don't come for system and solve them problem then they. Now one pan the flag bearer aspirants na the All People's Congress APC party, Mohamed Omodu Kamara, where people can call Jagaban, don't pay 1 year fee, and self give different equipment and at this vocational training center for students and teacher them. Where if they receive them tia. The principal at the Women's Vocational Center, Abdullah Dunu Bangura say, for over 30 years where this institution don't empower women and girl picking in the country, Jagaban now the first person we don't support this institution.
It means a lot because, for established vocational institution of this kind and operating for over 30-something years, then it's still at its peak. single-handedly, for the first time, we get this kind gesture from Jagaban. It means a lot because they come here at one time, I think sometime in February, they make a promise, say we pay fees for students then, at the same time, give me some tailoring machines and other kitchen equipment. Then today, it can deliver, including computers. It means a lot to me. We appreciate them so much.
Where in the talk, the national spokesman for Jagaban campaign, Saidu Jibila Buzom Kamara, say this supports na part of Jagaban in plan for promoting and empower women and girl pikin in the country.
Well, according to Mohamed Omodu Kamara, in his statement, this will be the start of a partnership where will continue, and it will continue for support the school, whether on infrastructure or any otherwise, for see how best the school will continue for impact knowledge on young girls in Sierra Leone. This will definitely go a long way. According to the principal of the school, when he make statements, he say the school don't serve for over 30 years, meaning they don't train more than 5,000 young women them we don't become so much productive IT. And he also bring unto notice that they go to any hotel or restaurant or whatever where see students and we come on at this school. It show you say the institution alone don't impact immensely to the development of Sierra Leone.
Mohamed Omodu Kamara, where people can call Jagaban, don't they give support to the health sector, empower young people, support the education sector, by way how you don't they pay school fees, build school, and plenty other developments in the way don't they do in the country. Make according to Mohamed Omodu Kamara and say, the 200 million use, sewing machine, blender, and laptop computer they don't give at the Women's Vocational Training Center. Now for address the challenge where women and girl pikia they get, for do them different cause them.
This school in Progress 1 will mean a lot to me. And I tell you that say, I don't be part of this school. And this is just the beginning. This is just for me a continuation thing. Because this school is more fantastic. The mommy don't try. They don't try. But inshallah, we still take out with the campus plan for me to try more. So that we will expand the school in so many areas. So I want to thank us so much. I want to thank all the teachers them and everybody. So today, now my own day today. I've been promised and say I will bring up some products them from America. And believe me, I get some more products that they come from China for now. So I don't know how things now, the product that is sewing machine and the cook spinner for cook blender and the processor. And also I bring 10 laptops them for the teachers them. And I bring 1 laptop for the Jagaban. And I bring 200 million for the school system.
I've been talked to some women and girl picking them where they attend the Omami Vocational Training Center. Where been starts for talk about the challenge them, where they be done they get for do their cause.
Margaret Sayo, I attend the WVCC Women Vocational Training Center. We lack of many of things, the computer, things the way for blender when I can't so for we and more the computer because we want to get at about 1 computer now we get 2. And we boku where I want to not the pass way with the way to teach this. I mean like people propose now tell we make a car so but we not get enough machine there.
Adam and Minaj Kamara, they attend the Women's Vocational Training Center. Na machine more on our challenge, the tailoring department. Because the machine they all be well and una machine very expensive so like I would say that the machine will stay for more.
The woman and girl pikia continue for talk about how this support when Mohamed Omodu Kamara don't give them into them.
Well, actually, this support here it bring joy because some of we will be got say also the pool money for make we pay because we graduation fee money not be get money. But of we it's not easy for we not be get money. We say we saw the pool money. So we pray we probably don't promise we pray we say we God make it come. And we glad you don't come today. Everything you talk in do am. So we appreciate and so much for what you don't do for we.
It means a lot to we because we be able to put in the way they lack now the school. And we're happy we don't can solve a problem there for you. It means a lot. It give me a because me the carry name na the school at Jagaban. So like now they make it give me I be promising.
The woman and girl pikia end up tell thank you to Jagaban for the support we don't give them. As this then say, they will able empower themselves and self-contribute to the country national development. For the Society for the Democracy, Mina Karifa to consider the report.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue inside the program, they continue to look at my issues them as we wait for we studio guests them when they can. The public relations officer for Twins and Multiple Bat Salon, Assam Bangura say this year they will celebrate them day na born on July 5. We say some different women they come out to different pattern like the country for talk on different things what they do. When I explain how to a reporter Sonia Bell inside this interview.
Twins and Multiple Bats Sierra, the main objectives of the organization, one, are for cater for the less privileged them of company twins companies. Because why? Because previously as to do research concerning that, you can find out most of the people who are born twins them, especially born triplets, quadruplets, that somebody don't not get up and for take care of them. So the organization will form one for cater of the less privileged twins them right across the country, Sierra. And one, then two, for sensitize people. You go shock for say recently just get somebody call you from Lusak where it still tell me say in born twins then the twins they get bad luck, you want kill him picking there because the pikin they get bad luck whatsoever. So once there the one I wish we found the but I one parent send the back for sensitize people for say no, not to we twins they count bad luck. Now somebody like no man motorman just like how any other somebody do know, but just like we got unfortunate where I look at multiple but you don't mean say we now really count bad luck. Some man they say, I mean, Papa died, me this died, me this died. No, not something like that. And I want part of that reason back why we found the organization.
So, since when this organization came into existence?
Well, this organization don't start way back from 2012. But from 2012, now the ups and downs, but no register formally. So 2018, now we register formally without all the what you have to do for register. So from 2018, now we register formally as an organization.
Okay, since then, from 2018, what are some of the activities that one don't engage in as achieving our goals?
Well, thank you very much for asking this wonderful question there. Any year so far, from that ending to now, we get system we always set. The annual year activities plan. We are in every 3 months, we go at them various hospitals then every quarter of the year. We go at various hospitals there for go donate food items them, baby food for all newborn twins there. Not only free one, right across the country as an whole, because the organization will try for you go right across the country as an whole. But recently, right now, we're running about 4 or 5, I think so 4 or 5 districts there presently right now in the country. But we try for you reach at least right across the country. So, secondly, every April we make World Twins Day activities. Not like July 3rd, only the World Twins do. Now by April they make like program like for example, come and dine and wine with twins them. When they make programs, so all go together and meet together, make fun, chill together. Then every December we find time we go the Friday we go to mosque, then the Sunday we go to church for go preach God and tell God thank you.
Okay, so you mentioned say on a day now 5 districts there. You go tell family and some of them districts that on a day.
Yes. Through the years we gonna Kono district where we go launch the Twins and Multiple Bat branch na Kono. We are in Fritonia, now also the National Executive Day. We are in we defend what after to now go Kono, we defend twins them. We defend somebody like regional coordinator or the get you position. The back they said the own executive from up to go down. But the main the higher office now Fritonia so the main office of Fritonia so in base within a Kono, within a Makeni, within Maboka, within a Kabbalah. Then the last one Boo for now.
So what's not the essence of this National Twins Day?
Well, this day also, Twins and Multiple Bats also, they know internationally than nationally. Why I say this now? Because we get affiliate body there with over 122 countries right across. So all we keep meeting and say each and every country for find dates only to celebrate World Twins Day. So we prefer this July 3rd also. That for sensitize people and let them say yes, twins are unique people, so we find day all back people need for the celebrate week. So now that's this day also the purpose live. So everybody will post in loved one or twins whatsoever for which happy World Twins Day, so something like that.
So what's your rating as of the activity that one can engage in during this day?
Thank you very much for asking me this wonderful question there. Well, this day on July 3rd, always July 3rd, if you fall the midweek. We no go celebrate at the midweek. We will only do media engagements right across the country for let people know the weekend they come, the Saturday, now we celebrate that. Where in this TPR so this last year we celebrate a Fritonia. Where in now we can only celebrate we will do foot match pass. They take ban with the match from the last one we do the match from Victoria Park, take go to Stadium Practice Field. Where in the event to go as we make football match, drama, entertainment for we twins no more. So then we invite people for go watch we all are free. Nobody need paid nothing absolutely for go the program for go see twins them. So that so we can always the celebrities also. But this year also we decide for do am na bo.
So why we not decide for?
Why we decide for do am na bo? Because no one true sentiment. Say all channel more na free. So one time for at least every district try for enjoy the same celebration. We do always get a free now. We don't do it because of free tune at the headquarters. So always because free tune at the headquarters. To all tunes, people come out from free tune. Everybody they come from the industry side. Everybody they come now. Free tune for celebration. This year we decide for celebration na bo. Why in this time around we go officially launch the Twins and Multiple Bat Bowl chapter. Where in this program, as if we don't invite the international partners them, who don't for the Paris wonderful events here. So, for example, Liberia, Guinea, Nigeria, Senegal, then 4 countries also.
Okay, so as now they commemorate this particular day, National Twins Day, what's the message we want to send out there to people then?
The message I want to send out to people them here, so that for let people them no scared for twins there. Why are they talk? So we get some people out there who they talk say, well, me, I know I'm twin, I'm on twin, and some man they don't give me bad luck. You don't make this, don't die. You don't make, I don't can get bad luck. Man don't pass whatever. No, we'll try for tell you, twin are unique. Somebody don't know, but twin are special people. Why I say special people? I'm not special to nowadays because all of us come true because of now God nine wish follow be so, follow that be so. So they try for send out the signal. See the signal out say let people know afraid. For get win or whatsoever. We are unique people here, no all come together, celebrate this wonderful day also together. So now that.
Well, the public relations officer for Twins and Multiple Bat Salon, they talk to Sonia Ben inside that interview there at San Bangura as they talk about the different celebration where they don't put in place for celebrate then twin and multiple bats then that the country. The program when you listen to that Good Morning Salon and they come to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You have get the opportunity for be part of the program by way you can send a text message to the number 077 981 981. When inside the program, we go look inside different things that my government don't put in place for prevent disaster in the country. Anytime from now, we expect with 2 studio guests them, we can talk about the different things them my government don't put in place for prevent disaster in the country as we do inside in season now.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue with the Gona Audit Service Salon the office. The Deputy Auditor General and Audit Service Salon Selvin Bell say the Audit Service Regulation 2024 go help address some of the challenge them where Audit Service done the face for implement some of the things that were they inside the Audit Service Act. A talk this is our interview with Radio Democracy where they talk about the importance of the Audit Service Regulation 2024. We reporters must stand so you get more Gona report.
Inside 2024, Parliament be passed the Audit Service Regulations 2024 to law. What this means say, this na document where they guide Audit Service Salon for do them work proper one. This regulation, they say also promote transparency na the auditing process na salon. And as for raise awareness but team them where they inside the Audit Service Regulation 2024, make Audit Service Salon don't engage stakeholder them na put local, McKinney, Western Rural Area District and other parts in the country. Also then go talk about the importance of the Audit Service Regulation 2024. The Senior Communication Officer na Audit Service Salon, Martin Sandy, they start for talk about the importance of this engagement.
This engagement here so now we try to popularize the Audit Service Regulations 2024 because the regulations here now they try to get trained so they can work with Audit Service Sierra Leone they do. And before we put the regulations here together, we be engage stakeholders them now the different regions them and we decide say now that it don't become law, we go back again for go tell the stakeholders and let them know what are some of the things that were they inside these regulations. Let them know say they need for own the regulations so. Now them property, we all property.
Martin Sunday continue for talk about some of the things them where they inside this regulation.
But when you look the regulations, it talk about one particular way people then so glad about. Now the power where the Auditor General gets. It inside the Audit Service Act of 2014 as amended in 2023. When are the power for disallow and surcharge then expenditure them. Waiting that they tell me about. If then government entity them, contractors them, if they use government money wrongfully. Now the law say the Auditor General get the power for disallow then expenditure then they. And when they don't disallow them, at the end of the day, then they look into the issue again. Where a whole committee the way they look into that particular action day and then go get for surcharge if they need be. And when that is surcharge now say they pay back that money that we don't use wrongfully.
But which impact will this regulation go create? So the work of Audit Service Salon, Selvin Bell, and the Deputy Auditor General, now Audit Service Salon, explain.
We began in 1998, when we registered in 2014, we registered in 2023, and we started asking, you say forget the regulation. That regulation they will now for explaining different sections inside the Act for give effects. All these years we know we get regulation, but we will have been very challenges for the implementation of the provisions inside the Act. And I think we come together and say we need for doing regulation. In that exchange, we all don't benefit from that one. I don't give you inputs. We don't receive inputs. We don't fix the regulation. Now we come back to content with the regulation. Why this is important? This thing affects the world. What's the one is maybe the citizens. The rules and the design that affects me, when the implementer will affect Unaway, will also be audited. And we very important to come back to that and explain.
Inside Ion Talk, the Deputy Chairman for the Public Account Committee in Parliament, Honorable PC Desmond Kangobai, call on institution them for the use the internal auditor them and then different office them.
It is good for us, for all the MDs, for all the parastatals to use internal auditors. Internal auditors can pick up errors, mistakes between the financial management. So when they advise you, you may correct your mistake before all these services are going to come to your office. So we discover over the years, most people are not using their internal auditors. And most parastatals, most of head of NDAs, when all these services visit their office, they ask them for relevant documents. Mostly they do not produce them. They can only produce those documents before Parliament. And now there is law. Anybody failing to produce documents to all the service while they are auditing your institution. If you go before Parliament, any document produced, your fine is 5,000 per document. So assuming you have 10 documents that you fail to produce, you multiply 5,000 by the 10 documents. I thank you for all this.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. So the ball is now in your court. If you fail to produce documents to the auditors while they are on the field, and then you say, oh, let them go, we'll go present at the Parliament, just ready to pay the fine.
After we Audit Service Salon, we don't present them where they inside the Audit Service Regulation 2024. Now this different stakeholder them we get for say.
And we want to thank you for this work, and we want to assure you that we'll be with you as we go along to make sure audit accountability stands.
Have really added value, and I want to thank you all on behalf of the Director General and the entire members of the Sweden Pension Service. I want to thank you for adding value to our work.
This Regulation 2024 is a very good working document now. And me personally, as a civil society actor, been involved in all this process for the past 1.5 years. And so I'm happy that the many things we've been really agitate for letting include in the regulations. We don't stand it now.
Then stakeholder they end up say they're ready for work with Audit Service Salon for implementing them within inside this regulation for the Society for Ready Democracy. Mastan Swari, the report.
The program I listen to now, Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. When inside the program, we have for welcome one our studio guest, one are Gabriel Parker, one are the Deputy Director General Sierra Meteorological Agency, we have to talk about the different things and what they don't do, like as we don't know in season. Good morning, Mr. Parker, and welcome to the program, Good Morning Salon.
Good morning.
Okay, continue for the between the program. Inside the program, they continue for look at issues then. Council sign an agreement with the Salon Local Content Agency get with FG Gold. The corporate finance manager and FG Gold, Mary Nicola Asgin, say even though one may not start operation better one, but say 90% of the workmen na salon people. Women say they are ready for support government. Usman Kamara gets more and Gunnar reports.
The Salon Local Content Agency over the past year done the work Tanga one for CC, international company them, like mining company and other one them, go according to the Local Content Act of 2016. For CC, salon people will qualify and get sabi for able to work and hold big position na the mining company yeah. For CC this happen, make the agency done the monitor local and international company them, and according to the agency, plenty parent company yeah, done they go according to the country in law them. Now for sake of this make, the Local Content Agency don't sign one agreement with FJ Gold. For the Badabo, explain more about this agreement.
What we are doing here is a statutory requirement. What that means, we are obligated by law under the Local Content Act, Section 56, that we shall have a local content partnership agreement signed. What that means, if the FG Gold submit their local content plan to the agency and get it approved before a certificate of authorization is issued, we must commit that the content therein in that plan will be fully executed jointly through monitorings and our regular audits. So this signing ceremony with the Local Content Agency and FG Gold represents a critical step in operationalizing what is in the Local Content Act 2016 within the mining and extractive sector.
The Director General for the Salon Local Content Agency for the Badabo continue for talk about the good thing them where this agreement mean for Salon.
The rationale for this signing ceremony is to ensure that FG Gold integrates Sierra Leonean talents and businesses and institutions into the value chain into a meaningful and progressive manner, provide a structured framework for planning and implementation and reporting on their local content performances and obligations. This in line with the Local Content Initiative, we have a national priorities, particularly job creation, enterprise development and knowledge transfer is enhanced. Establish a monitorable and enforceable roadmap that promotes transparency and measurable outcomes under the Local Content Act. Why this is important? It is important because workforce integration is key to the work of this agency. The agreement will lead to increased employment and skills development opportunities for Sierra Leoneans, ensuring that gradual localization of technical and managerial roles within FG Gold are meant for Sierra Leoneans.
We aim in the top, the corporate finance manager at FJ Gold, Mary Nicola Asgil, talk about projects them where FJ Gold they develop now.
FG Gold currently we're developing the Balmaun Gold Project, which is set to become the premier gold mine in Sierra Leone. It's a landmark investment. It's going to make Balmaun probably one of the largest gold assets in Africa, and it's set to have a very profound economic and social impact on Sierra Leone. FG Gold is set to become one of the leading companies in Sierra Leone, and as such we firmly believe that the people that should benefit the most from the work we're doing is Sierra Leoneans. Sustainable mining is one of our core values, and we have a local first approach to everything. So what does this mean? It means every time we need something, whether it's suppliers, equipment, human resources, we always look to Sierra Leoneans first, starting with our project-affected communities and then looking at the broader country.
Corporate Finance Manager FJ Gold, Mary Nicola Asgil, carry on for talk about the number of salon people where they don't give work, even where they not start operation better one.
So even though we're still under construction and development, operations won't start till the end of next year. With the support of the Local Content Agency, we've invested significant amounts in local content. For example, currently the FG Gold workforce, over 90% of our workforce is made up of Sierra Leoneans. Of the workforce, over 55% comes from what we call Zone 1, which is immediately our project-affected communities. Over 70% of the people we hire are former artisanal miners from the community. We've implemented programs such as driver training, and basic maintenance apprenticeship programs to upskill our workforce and provide them with the opportunity to earn more and to advance their careers.
Corporate Finance Manager FJ Gold, Mary Nicole Asgill, end up assure the Salon Local Content say they will continue for do thing them with it according to the Local Content Act of 2016. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
Well, the program will be listening to now Good Morning Salon when it comes to you from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program now, I turn for let me take a break.
We subscriber them say the time for win
Vital community. Me a bike rider. I don't ride for the past 12 good years. So but like now this highway from here to Gendema, now there be the ride all along. But from the starting, the way all this road be bad, so we will find it difficult for go. At times when they go, pass you sleep, go clean, we come because the road be really bad. And that time then, one go passenger will be done the take. But right now, like when the road fine, so till go reach, I can even take the 4 passengers and the 3 passengers for go. What come, I get other one back, I take back, I go. So now I can make me more profit where this road don't make.
The European Union don't work with the government for build strong road them where they help people to travel easy, make business grow, and give the young people them skill for build the future. This now, the roads we travel.
The kids are running wild again. Your boss is on your back. You're exhausted and run down, and every man you know is complaining about how tired they are. Why not re-energize with M-Vite Super? M-Vite Super Soft Gel capsules are packed full of ginseng, vitamins and minerals, enough to reduce stress and boost energy, especially during convalescence. And they're available at Emzor pharmacies and other pharmacies nationwide. Experience unlimited wellness with M-Vite Super, only from Emzor.
Lockmal is a fast-acting, effective and safe anti-malaria drug that contains Artemether and lumenfantrine. Lockmal is a first-line agent in the treatment of all forms of malaria, including multi-drug resistant strains of malaria parasite. Lockmal, another quality product from Emzor Pharmaceuticals.
The program Good Morning Salon and the country from the Democracy 98.1 FM. As we mentioned earlier, one power headline story them say today we go look inside the different things that government don't put in place for prevent disaster in the country. And for come talk on their issues there, we get already in the studio with the Deputy Director General, the Salon Meteorological Agency, Gabriel Parker. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
And also the Director of Communications and the National Disaster Management Agency, Mohamed Ba. Good morning.
It's a pleasure having me. Good morning to you and good morning to listeners.
We come over to the Salon Meteorological Agency. Well, the Salon Meteorological Agency body would be set up during the British colonial era inside 1925, and later inside 1961 we turned to the Salon Meteorological Department. Inside 2017, through an act of Parliament, government be changing from the Salon Meteorological Department to the Salon Meteorological Agency, and part of the work now for CC they provide meteorological and climate service across Salon, advise government on climate matter them, and every year the agency can pull a seasonal weather forecast to so they can inform people what we therefore expect inside both the green season and dry season. Well, for now, how the seasonal weather forecast stand for the green season this year and what people for expect, make we get the Deputy Director General for the Salon Meteorological Agency. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning.
Before we can start for talk about the seasonal weather forecast, we not pull every year, so not inform the public about what they for expect, but waiting for get for happen and today. Now we look at, or let's start to get update on which and which so far don't they happen at the Salon Meteorological Agency. Of recent, which don't they happen so far?
So several things. One has to do with the aviation at the airport. You know, so now they give the information for let play land and take off and SOM flights. So we don't do a lot of refresher training for we staff them at the airport, and of course we also try for look into some of the SOPs what they do. and especially at this critical time we're in the rainy season. And then also they provide with service to the marine sector. That is where they give them daily marine weather forecast, way different from the forecast we send to the public. Like whether they use the water, let's say the sea, whether they use boat or fisherman, and they use the sea, whether for transport, for them for know ahead of time, like an early warning when they get high tide, the period within the high tide, the period within the low tide, and also give a look into the feasibility because they know what time for see ahead of you. If you not see, you go collide. So get the information that we can roll on the give, of course, to them. And then another one has to do with we also support research. We are in there are several institutions, they do some climate related research, they provide support to them, they provide even data to them. Just of recent, we work with we work with Tunibla Institute, the one for support, Ministry of Agriculture, or some of the analysis around them, the productivity, so go for give them a kind of a data, and also the ICPRA learning we also they try for do in that regard. And also of recent we don't do voluntary risk assessment because every year when we don't generate the seasonal outlook, you tell about the rainy season, but for making a recommendation, and also for reach a risk, we can do a kind of an assessment across various locations, like for example Freetown, the Bow, some of the principal towns now Sierra Leone. And at least for example, how the cover that they do by then. But that was done way back the ending of April to the start of May. Maybe things have changed. But from that end, we do I help follow provide the information to the public and also for reach a kind of like a recommendation. And also, what we don't do also with the help of not only us, the Met Agency, the NDMA, and the NWMA, we don't form what we call the Flood Task Force team, of which of course Met Agency now one of the co-chairs they lead. So the idea is into this rainy season, but now one make a kind of like more proactive wherein we work together, co-produce a lot together and push out to the public, and also now Met Agency since within the jazz period 1 hour for the issue out, they now cast and then 6 hours to 3 hours forecast. That is something is very difficult like for a forecast service instead of the 24-hour forecast, because now one for the kind of a kind of deterministic forecast, so able to get the informations and then the early warning from the act accordingly.
Okay, we'll come look at how this partnership, the work between the Meteorological Agency and that of the Disaster Management Agency in terms of coordination and work together for prevent disaster. You talk about earlier what are updates at the airports and also the maritime. Now look at the airports because we don't see so many disasters that we don't happen across the world in terms of plane that we don't crash and incident. So in terms of the weather forecast when at the airport, how often the weather forecast can be important in the operation of the airport?
So funny enough, the airport it's not like this forecast will get a proper weather forecast. So get these secure informations that you give, what they call the meter and the TAF. The TAF is the terminal area forecast. Normally they give like for 72 hours. We get several parameters inside for pilots them and also for en route flight. In fact, one thing, the moment you produce they get a centralized system where all the airports are the one they put up. So even if any plane they pass through, they see what's in the inside it, and also they give like the meter and the other one is them. So for the part of it, when it comes for a airport operation, you get several parts of it. You get the mechanical part of it. For example, you talk about the flight, where they don't get some issues. Then they get also young parts where they say we just get the climate information. For me, the weather be very okay. For me, then land and then when they take off, you get the several operations. So from your side, at the airport, I'll tell you, the airport forecast not too much difficult compared to what we send to the public, because at the airport you get that thing for update the forecast like even every hour. You don't give me forecast for 72 hours. If the season don't change, you update them back every 6 hours. If you change it within 3 hours, you change that even to the last moment what they call speci, when a special report, you can also the changer. But also the public now when you pushed, it stays there for 24 hours. So the airport, and the good thing is like you get your guidelines. The guideline will make the use and do the give information, the forecast. Now the same way if you check the meter and the TAF in America, you check the one for example now all about the world, because pilot are different. So any pilot see that coded information, then they boost and they use that. So I will tell you for the airport in fact I don't get the chunk of the staff there, because we do get a 24-hour basis. So like every 30 minutes informations are going there. You know, they also 72 hours send information. They go also a kind of like a revision of the forecast that you don't give, like we do a kind of like a revision of or updated version that goes to the public. So I think the way they structure the year for the meteorological side, they structure in such a way that hence you have all of the equipment and then you get the trained staff. The climate information can always be good. And the one thing I want to land with, we know they stop, for example, playing for no kind or not. You give the informations, it goes through to control tower, they speak to the pilot. We don't see several times, right? Maybe they say they divert plane from one or other part of the country. Especially when they say the rainy season, we get like weather phenomenon you can call the fog itself. They grab, you know, in a sea far away. We play one land, it go for sea very far, more than like 50 up to 1 kilometer. If for sea far, so you don't get any stational information. So some of the information, yes, you don't say information, you don't say there's a kind of weather we be saying not comfortable. Then go to revolve around, or maybe they get a nearby airport and stand there. Even if we don't see any kind of information, they also we can give back a forecast for they say where that particular condition they could be cleared off. But I will tell you, the aviation is very complex and very different, and sometimes it's very secure because sometimes you don't even want terrorists or other people even understand the information. If I'm here in, here out, or sometime and we give the change back, they close them within the regions. Then.
So we then different service areas, so not only provide to different institutions, we get to do with the weather. When I get the manpower and the equipment then for carry out the service there.
Well, I'll say yes, because the only thing we'll say is how far can that go. So for now, yes, because we are working, because one is, I would tell we get weather stations. When I joined the agency some 15 years back, I would tell we only had by then is only 3 weather stations, one at Makini. We began also, for example, one Lunge International Airport from the road, because also during the Civil War, many of those stations were destroyed. But I'll tell you now, if we add the automatic rainfall station, we add the synoptic station, we get winner for general weather, the station we did for the agricultural sector, we get more than 78 total, because already we get like 60 automatic rainfall station where they install across the country. Recently with the help of World Bank under the Recipe, we also installed about 5 new weather